AM 560. The Answer.
All gave some gave all.
The reason I like to play how treasonous and the evidence of treason, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, that's because I think on Veterans Day we need to point that out. And what we've experienced through these two traitors, these two scum, was the absence of what we celebrate today. And when you think about Joe Biden and you think about how he allowed the infiltration of enemies, foreign, into our country under the guise of some policy, you realize the true blessing of having Trump clean it up. And I mean that. I mean that. When you look at what Joe Biden did and how he worked and collaborated and was bribed by Chinese communists, by former Soviet Union, the most corrupt country in Europe. Ukraine. You don't fool me for one fracking minute, you traitor.
The Burisma executive told the FBI's confidential source that Burisma had to pay the Bidens for help getting rid of the Ukrainian prosecutor who was investigating Burisma for corruption.
Remember when he beefed on himself, the stupid moron.
Convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over for, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, I'm not going to, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch.
And that's exactly what the Ukrainian told the FBI. And what are we? Hundreds, how much? What, 300 billion, 200 of it missing? See, we celebrate the World War II veterans who fought the Nazis, not the Ukrainians who harbored them. See, this is what I like. I like to point out exactly how unmoored we are from the principles as we allow these traitors to pretend to be Americans.
Quote, 5 million for one Biden, 5 million for the other Biden, the Burisma executive told the confidential human source.
So see, if the politicians who are elected, the so-called representatives, want to really honor the veterans on Veterans Day, you'll do more than just inform us. I want to see these rat bastards dragged through the mud with absolute and total evidence we've all had for years, so that at least they can't commingle their name with the people we celebrate today.